You're watching Unrendered on IKTV. I have Flo in the studio with me, or at least representatives of Flo, Mr. Chris Gordon and Ms. Shelly-Ann Hee Chung. Now, gentlemen and lady, the new, improved, digital, futuristic platform that you are going to have available here. Tell me about this transition process. When is it that you, I think Chris, you mentioned you're not in a hurry to have people give up their old boxes and migrate, but it reminds me of, you know, when there was TDMA and GSM and, you know, it's okay, you could keep your TDMA phone, but eventually that, it becomes unsustainable, really, for you to run two platforms. Okay? So what's your transition process?
So, and I'm great to use that analogy, right? Technology evolves, things change. I'm sure 10 years ago, viewers and yourself may have had very large phones, right? We thought it was the latest and greatest, and then new technology came in, offered benefits. So the new Flow platform is what's called a IPTV platform. And all that means is that it uses the same sort of technology that allows you to watch videos on your computer at home over the internet. What we've done is that we've actually offered consumers the option to migrate, as I mentioned, no additional charge. So all that's required for a customer, call us at Flow, 570-FLOW, or visit our retail store, or send us an email at svg-getflow@columbus.co, and we will schedule a technician to come and change the box and the wire.
That can happen today as we speak. Is that what you're saying?
From June 16, customers can do so, and we'll schedule a technician to visit your home.
June 16 is gone. So,
yes, certainly today, yes.
So, yes, so if I want, I can make that call now and say, I'm ready to migrate.
Right,
and then you'll put me on your schedule?
Right, yes.
Great.
So you migrated. Now, to your earlier point, which is certainly one of timelines, and we recognize we have many thousands of customers, certainly, and we need to ensure we do this in a managed, proper way. So internally, we certainly estimate it will take at least 18 months, but we will not shut off the old platform unless we're confident or in a position where we know the majority of our consumers have been brought over or are in a position where they can enjoy the new service.
There's always going to be that one man who says, leave me with my old box. So I mean, you're not going to keep the platform for one person.
Right. Well, certainly we have to make decisions, but the goal certainly is to ensure all of our customers have the opportunity to come over. We've in fact hired additional resources to do that, additional contractors, additional persons within the company. We're expanding, we're growing, so we can meet that demand and the planned demand and increase in services.
Good. So let me ask you, before I bring you in, Shelly, the new box, if I had two boxes in my house now, and I wanted to go on to a new platform, you said at the beginning of the program, no extra charge, it's just a transition. So I get two boxes to replace the old two boxes? So
what we continue to do is we include the first box at no additional charge with your package. So that remains the same. Your first box is included, additional boxes are at a monthly rental fee. So there is no change in how that is managed.
So the additional boxes are at a monthly rental fee?
Which is what occurs today. And in fact, we even provide options for consumers to purchase the box outright.
I'm not sure if that occurs today though, is it?
It does, yes.
You pay an additional fee.
You pay a rental fee, a monthly rental fee, which is for rental of the equipment, as you can imagine.
Just to add, so there are two fees. There's the installation fee. So a customer wanting to sign up for service, in the past, they would have had to pay a security fee. They would have had to pay 1 month upfront, and they would have had to pay an installation fee. In the case of new customers signing up right now, an installation fee is all that we request. In the case of our existing customers who would like to migrate, we do not charge that installation.
So no installation and no charge for the first box.
That's right.
Right, but the other 2 or 3 boxes, it's these people who have big mansions.
That's right.
You know, like some of my friends who I dream to be like. But, you know,
yes,
the additional boxes are attracting an additional rental fee.
That's right. So you don't pay
what
for
is
the
that
installation. It's $10 per month, and that's VAT inclusive.
$10 per month per box.
That's right.
Okay.
So you will not pay for the installation of the additional outlets up to a certain amount, because the cap right now is at 5 within discretion.
Well, okay, fine.
But you will pay monthly the rental fee.
For the additional boxes.
Yes.
So one box is
included in your basic
or included in the basic package. Okay, understood. Understood that very well. Now, have we said enough about this problem? Because I don't want to use an hour to to do what you've been doing all week, and I know you've been a punching bag for, you know, a lot of your customers, that is perhaps water under the bridge, or soon to be water under the bridge, right? Let's talk about the channels that you're actually offering compared to what was there. On the positive side, do you feel that after all is said and done, you are actually bringing more variety than what was there before? For example, I noticed you have an African channel.
Correct.
Right? And I can't remember that being there before. You've got, I think, more Caribbean channels. Are we going to see more of that? Is IKTV going to be seen in other markets that you operate? How is that possible?
And I'm very happy you've asked that question,
Yes.
certainly in this forum. So we've made changes in our channel lineup, but we've also introduced new content to the lineup. Now, specifically on the question of regional and Caribbean stations, what we certainly have done, because we have Flow, as I mentioned, in 8 markets, through our network we have the opportunity for local producers, local content makers to actually distribute their content once they have agreements throughout the region, essentially. So the intention entrepreneur, producer, etc., someone who has an idea for a channel and has great content can work with us. Actually, we can distribute their content in other markets. So we're creating opportunities. We generally do this either through a regular channel or video on demand, as in particular programs. And we provide those opportunities in return. Certainly, we have arrangements with those providers, those individuals, where they receive a revenue share for those sales. So we're creating economic opportunities through our network for local persons. So you may see in the future, perhaps IKTV, subject to discussions, of course, in other markets.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but
So
I mean, but it's important to understand that that's where you're going.
Yeah.
And one of the, we in Columbus, we believe very strongly in terms of developing and building and showcasing of our talent. And I say our as a Caribbean people,
Correct.
our talent. And we have found that to be very stifled within the region. We have so much talent in terms of local production taking place. And by local, I mean island specific and I mean Caribbean specific, but it does not get showcased. Why? Because we have not bought in and believed as a people and as a group that there is viability in it. Everything has to make financial sense. How do we keep that ecosystem thriving, and how do we foster the growth of our producers and showcase what we have and should be proud of? And that is through the opportunities and our alliances with the local producers. Trinidad, case in point, we partner with the Trinidad and Tobago Film Festival.
Right.
And that in itself is a showcase to platform Trinidad productions internationally. Similarly, on our, as Chris mentioned, we have the linear channel. So on the lineup itself, you will see Gael TV.
Right, the synergy is
That's
there.
right.
Right.
And that is a second outlet for us to showcase. So similarly, who knows, we could have your station
IKTV,
broadcast
yes.
throughout the
Right.
region as well. Also, when we speak to producers specifically, as they produce content, series, so forth, you can showcase that as well through video on demand.
Right.
And what we have done, as Chris would have mentioned, in order for you to make money to get showcased, we make arrangements where if you charge for your film,
Right.
100% of the profit comes back to you. So we don't pay anything from
So you're saying that Flow is offering that video on demand service. That if Steve, my cameraman here, who's also a video producer, may
Yes.
do a particular program,
Yes.
maybe on the
We want his
arrival
content.
of the Europeans to St. Vincent,
That's
And he
right.
does this documentary, and he can give it to you to distribute
That's right.
video on demand, and he can get 100% of the profits,
That's right.
basically.
And
Yeah.
the discussion does not stay here. It spans at an international level as well. So it's all about how do we now, and these are the forgottens.
Right.
And maybe we'll speak a little bit more about this later on. We touch the communities. How do we get the wider group to understand what they can do with technology?
Yes.
Because here you have known speeds of 1 meg, 8 megs. As we grow and the industry grows, we all appreciate that having a solid ICT background is definitely the recipe for the successful growth and
Right.
development of any economy.
So
We
I have
now-
to, go ahead, Shelley.
Yeah, so we have now introduced 100 megabits to the market. But the average customer might say, and what am I to do with that? I've been happy all the time with 8.8. And that's where our partnerships with groups like Bright Path
Right.
And TechLink is a community outreach program which goes into communities. We recently rolled out in St. Lucia,
Right.
most recently, and then a few months ago in Barbados. But we go out and we touch the young people, we touch these small businesses and say, and this is at no cost to them, or supported through the collaboration with Columbus and Brightpath, and we work very closely with local regulators and ministry as well.
Right.
And we go out to the communities and say, guys, come, this is what you can do with the technology that you have access to. And that is what it's about. It's about enabling, it's about changing lives and building an enriched individual, community, and nation.
I have to say that, and I'm not doing a PI exercise, so you have to tell my viewers, but I have to say that when I look at what a lot of the complaints were about, oh, I've been robbed of MSNBC, I've been robbed of USA, I've been robbed of GSN, etc. Being a Caribbean person, you know, that does not bother me. I want to buy into the narrative that somebody has got to blaze the trail to get Caribbean content.
That's right.
You know, so if you cut IKTV or you cut Synergy or you cut whatever other Caribbean channel from the lineup,
That's
right? That's when people should complain, not because they've lost USA or they've lost something that is a foreign cultural thing.
That's right. And
so it's a reorientation.
I agree with you.
Exactly.
I agree with you. And you feel a sense of pride. Imagine, this is the very first time that, and this meaning in July, I'm sure people are aware of the international festival, Comic-Con. Trinidad has a local film called Captain TNT that has been nominated for an award at an international level, like Comic-Con. That is phenomenal. That is unheard of, you know, and that is something that we as a people ought to be proud of, and we need to see more content and more locally produced content being nominated for international awards. So it's merely a start.
Yes.
And just to build on that, certainly, I can point examples from Jamaica, which I'm most familiar with. We've had animated films being produced, available through our video-on-demand platform, not just in Jamaica, but in the region, have provided revenue and funding for these companies to grow, both on the internet, in stature, in reach, and so forth. Cultural events are very popular on our video-on-demand platform. So, for example, Jamaican dancehall content, or in fact, carnival events, in some cases are available in other islands. So you can see this whole ecosystem being built for local producers, local persons, local artisans to display their works on a wider basis.
That's right.
So the whole question of your content, when it eventually takes shape, when you get out of this murky path, and I'm sure you're dying to get out of it, for this, you know, leave this in your wake. You're hoping that you, in fact, enrich the experience of the television viewer.
That's right, and we are confident about that. And that's why we say, and right now the customers won't see it, understandably so, because it's a change. It's a change to something that I've grown accustomed to for years. But very soon, and I'm confident that they will see that, hey, this is not just about getting cable. This is about me. It's about more, and it's about providing that more for me.
And I notice as well that there's competition on the way for you, and you have said that bring it on.
Certainly, because it only accrues benefits to the consumer.
That's right.
It accrues benefits to the entire nation in better value for the service.
And people have choice.
Precisely, which is
Most
important.
importantly, it brings choice.
All right, we're at the end of the third segment, and we must, you know, as an imperative, talk about Columbus in the remaining segment that we have left in the program. So let's get on to it when we come back.
Thank you.
You're looking at Unrendered. My guests, Mr. Chris Gordon and Ms. Shelly-Ann Hee Chung. We'll be into our final segment when we come back.